Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a little while.
It has.
But this is the first episode of The Real on Water Cooler Studios now.
Yep, we have a little bit of a dry spell in the off season for the NFL, and we figured why not get started on one of our projects, and this is our movie show.
Yeah.
There'll probably be a music show coming out soon. I know we've hinted at that as well.
Yeah, for a while.
So let's just jump right into it. We're going to be going over a couple movies we have seen recently, and we're also going to introduce a new segment, and then, just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Let's get started. Johnny, what are the movies that you've seen recently?
I've seen the first Top Gun movie for the first time in maybe like 10 years, so I didn't remember any of it. And then I saw Top Gun Maverick the other day, with starring Tom Cruise, Miles Teller, Glenn Powell, and Val Kilmer coming back, and I really enjoyed it. IMDb actually gave it an 8.6 out of 10, but like I said, I really enjoyed it despite not being like a huge Top Gun fan, which is okay, and it was fun, action-packed, it was emotional, and the soundtrack was great, and it was almost the same exact stuff from the original, which was really nice. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
There was definitely a lot of original Top Gun soundtrack in there. I'm pretty sure. I think all of them at least had a little bit mixed in. I had to rewatch the old Top Gun, and then I watched the new one actually before that, and I was blown away by how they can continue on that story and continue on all that action. And the only thing I thought it was a little corny to add the love interest. No one really cared that much about it. I actively rolled my eyes every time it came on. She did a great job.
Yeah.
She also, I forget her name, but she did a great job as an actress. But no disrespect, I just thought it was really corny. But the whole movie was action-packed, and, it's adrenaline rush, and I think it's definitely worth seeing in the theaters. I could see why it's an 8.6
No,
out of 10.
definitely. I went and saw that in a drive-in theater, so we sat in the car and watched it, and it was
nice.
just still a great experience. Next, I actually just saw the Elvis movie on opening night. It was phenomenal, starring Tom Hanks and Austin Butler from Disney Channel.
And Aliens in the Attic.
Yes, I'm sorry. IMDb gave it a 7.9 out of 10. I would probably give it something higher, probably between an 8.5 and like an 8.7. I really enjoyed it. It was a great biopic, as Reggie calls it, and most people do. But one thing I kind of I didn't really love was the new music that they used. They had the new song from Doja Cat called Vegas, which was made for the movie, but I just didn't think it was really necessary because this movie took place in the 40s through the 70s, but they have a new rap song in it. I enjoyed it because I like Doja Cat, but people who are a little older than us may not really enjoy that because it's not meant to be in that time.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the film, and you guys need to see this movie. It was really phenomenal. Great acting from Tom Hanks and Austin Butler, even though Austin Butler still thinks he's Elvis 3 years later.
Method acting is kind of an issue.
I thought it was a great movie.
Not a big problem, but method acting can kind of go too far. I think one of the main people we all know about is Jared Leto, however you say his name. He's gone a little bit too far. But yeah, Austin Butler, it sounds like he's done a stellar job. I'm probably not going to watch it. Maybe eventually, but
I think it's a great watch.
I'm a weird person when it comes to biopics. I'll watch some of them. Bohemian Rhapsody was a great one, but I don't know. I'm not a great big Elvis fan, so I'll watch biopics about guys.
Neither was I, but I thought it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, it probably was pretty good, but biopics also do a rough job with glossing over all the bad things in people's lives. So,
and they kind of did that in this film. They touched on his drug addiction and didn't really touch on his
he did a
cheating
lot of
and stuff like that.
Eating too towards the end of his life.
They only showed him one scene being chunky and fat, but
that makes sense. They love to do that, but whatever.
That's
it happens. That's how it comes.
What is one movie that you've seen recently that you enjoyed?
Well, I've seen one recently, but a couple weeks ago I want to talk about this one as well. But I'm going to start with Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. Fourth one in the series. It got a 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Obviously, everyone knows Tom Cruise is in there, Simon Pegg, and Jeremy Renner's in there as well. It's a very interesting story. I mean, obviously, Mission Impossible. Everyone knows it's a spy movie, action movie. And yeah, it had a lot of action. It had little witty lines, Watching it certainly was one of the better ones. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have said it's the best one. I honestly think that Fallout's better.
I need to see them. I haven't seen any of them.
Well,
so that's
1 through
me.
3, they're all solid, but everyone's saying that Mission Impossible 4 is one of the best ones, if not the best one.
Yeah.
I've heard it about the top 3, the first 3 as well, and then I just think Fallout's really good. I think Henry Cavill does a better job.
Superman.
Yeah, Superman. So that was a pretty good movie. I don't know. It's one of those movies that you can watch while going on your phone or while talking with someone.
You don't need to pay attention.
You can catch up with it. So that's why I also thought it was a pretty good movie. You know, you can stay engaged, but at the same time, if you're not entirely engaged, you're not going to lose track of the movie.
Yeah.
I like those movies. They're very cut and dry. And the other movie I saw, it was about 2 to 3 weeks ago, is called The Gentleman. I keep seeing it all over TikTok and Twitter, all that. People talk about it. I have
as well, but I haven't seen it yet.
It's a very underrated movie, and I could see why. I don't know what the IMDb score was, but I'm going to give it a solid like 8.3 out of 10. It's very enjoyable. It's funny. I think Colin Farrell's in it. Matthew McConaughey. A lot of I like these stories that like Snatch. It's like British. It's like British gang type. Not like Peaky Blinders, of course, but it's more like
a good show.
Recent British gang. And it's just really funny to see like the chemistry on screen with some of these people. It was just a really interesting action movie. I keep forgetting the guy's name, but he also played like a Viking in a movie, but he was also really good. He was probably the main character. I think, what's his name? The guy from Bridget Jones, Hugh Grant. He played a journalist, a really sneaky journalist. Very good at his job, clearly, and I think it added to the comedy, the comedic relief of it. Thought it was a good action, and it was a little bit of a comedy, and I enjoy it. I recommend it for everybody, honestly. I think it was very engaging from start to finish. I think the story was projected well because they showed, flashbacks, all that stuff, so you don't know what's going on. And it wasn't really confusing, but there were some times where like they'd misguide you in the movie where it's like, oh no, this didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
And it was actually really enjoyable, really creative story, and honestly,
definitely
I enjoyed
something
it a
I need
lot.
to see.
You need to check it out.
Yeah. So we're gonna jump into our last segment in the video. This is the movie minute. Pretty much in a minute, just describe a film the best that you can.
Or
or a series. So.
Yeah, well, this is gonna be this one. I watched this one recently with my girlfriend. It was enjoyable. I think it's enjoyable. A lot of people do not think it's enjoyable because Johnny, you've talked about it. It has on average a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. It is 5 movies, and
the worst being like I think it was a 4.3 or 3.3.
I'm not gonna do it justice for the real fans of these films, but at the same time, I'm going to do as best as I can because I kind of forgot about them for a while. So in under a minute, he's got the timer going, or stopwatch maybe, timer. I'm going to talk about the Twilight series in under a minute, basically sum it up for anybody who's never seen it or heard of it or maybe hasn't liked it.
All right. Are you ready?
So, yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so basically there's this angsty female teenager. She is supposed to be the protagonist in the movie, even though a lot of people probably end up not liking her at the end of it, or maybe in the middle of it, because she jumps around this love triangle between a werewolf and a vampire. Both are angsty as well. The werewolf is a pick-me boy. The vampire is clearly a little bit of a simp, even though I respect him more as a person. But it's a very enjoyable movie, even though the acting is like subpar. The script, the acting, take that back. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm only halfway. The acting is actually very solid because we have guys like Taylor Lautner. He hasn't had a job since then, so it probably wasn't him. Yeah. But Bella...
19 seconds.
Something. Oh, gosh. And then obviously everyone knows about Robert Pattinson. He's a great actor. I think he did a really good job with the acting, but the direction of it was not great. The screenwriting was terrible. The plot was pretty decent. It's good for a book series.
3,
I'm going to give it a solid 6
1.
out of 10. It was fun. All right, that was good.
Okay.
It was good enough.
That was good. So that wraps up this first episode of The Real. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Quick hot movie minute of the Twilight series.
Yeah, we'll get one. We'll go one for you next time. I'm gonna make it more challenging too.
Okay, next episode, tune in. I'm gonna be on the clock.
We'll see how it goes. All
right.
right.
See how it goes.
We don't know what's coming out next, but hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
Share with your friends.
See you soon.
Peace.